When customers come into the Bell branch, I would like them to know that it's not just a place they can do their banking. They can come laugh with us, cry with us, pray with us. We want to be their friend, not just their bankers. My name is Courtney Frazier, and I'm the Bell branch manager. Happy Banking is different because our level of customer service that we offer to our customers and the personal relationships that we develop with our customers.
Good afternoon. We'd like to welcome Reverend Mark Love with the Central Church of Christ to give our invocation today. Reverend Love.
Let's pray. Father, thank you for the city of Amarillo and the citizens that are in the city, for their families and the special blessings that we receive from being in such a wonderful and good community. We pray, Father, that those that are in authority to make decisions truly represent the people, that they look to the good of the people, and that they have people in mind. So we want to pray special blessings on them and their families as they give of their time and their efforts to serve in sometimes a very difficult capacity. So we want to lift up this time together, this meeting, that it will be productive and that it will be one in which your name would be glorified in the decisions that are made. In your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Mark, thank you. And I want to thank you for participating in the Interfaith group too. You helped lead that, and I appreciate it very much.
You did.
Thank you. You're welcome. If you'll join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you all have a seat, we're going to read a proclamation.
Good afternoon. Do we have representatives from Beta Sigma Phi here today? Please come up. Stand right there. And your name? Kathy Phillips. Kathy Phillips?
Stacy Gatlin.
Stacy Gatlin. Okay. Whereas Beta Sigma Phi is the world's largest Greek letter women's service, cultural, and social organization, and whereas the badge of the organization signifies life, learning, and friendship by its Greek symbols, Beta Sigma Phi, and in pursuit of these goals, these women raise money and donate time and effort to those in need everywhere. And whereas local Beta Sigma Phi chapters this year support Autism United, now therefore, we, Mayor and City Commissioners of the City of Amarillo, Texas, do hereby proclaim the week of April 23rd through the 27th, 2012 as Beta Sigma Phi Week in Amarillo, and urge our citizens to support this organization and give honor to all Beta Sigma Phi sisters, given into our hands and seal of office this 24th day of April 2012. Congratulations. I know that you all do lots of good work in the community. If you'd like to say a few words.
I just wanted to kind of give you a little background. I'm Kathy Phillips. I'm the president of City Council, and Stacy is the incoming president of City Council for next year. It's an organization that was founded in 1931 by Walter Ross. His whole idea of the organization was to allow women who were suffering through the Depression to get together, become friends, learn a little bit more about cultural things in life, and be able to serve their community in any way they could. So we are now in our 80th year, and they continue to spread the light throughout the world with chapters in all 50 states, 22 countries around the world, and in Canada. These ladies give the best of themselves to their sisters, who are the members in the chapters, and to their community. Amarillo consists of 19 chapters, and we do thank the city for this proclamation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work.
Oh, yes.
This
here.
She was.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Very much. Thank you all for being here today. Good afternoon and welcome to this regularly scheduled meeting of the Amarillo City Commission held at 3 p.m. this Tuesday. First item of business on today's agenda is the minutes. Attached are a copy of the minutes in regards to the meeting held on April 17th. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes as presented?
Mayor, I would move for approval of those minutes as presented.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 5-0 vote. Ordinance number 7326. This is the second and final reading of an ordinance changing the zoning of an 8.32 acre tract of unplatted land in section 39, block 9, BS&F survey, Randall County, in the vicinity of Bayswater Road and Greenways Drive, to change from agricultural district to residential district 1 for single-family detached home development. It's the second final reading. Are there any questions from the audience about this ordinance? Any questions from the commission? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 7327. 26, I'm sorry.
Second. We have a motion and a second for approval of ordinance number 7326. All those in favor of that ordinance?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 5-0 vote. Ordinance number 7327. This is the second and final reading of an ordinance changing the zoning of a 2.91 acre tract of unplanted land in section 39, block 9, BS&F survey, Randall County, in the vicinity of Bayswater Road and Greenways Drive, to change from agricultural district to residential district 3 for single-family detached home development. Second and final, are there any questions from the audience about this ordinance? Any from the commission? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move we approve ordinance number 7327.
And a second.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pass ordinance number 7327. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 5-0 vote. Ordinance number 7329. This is the second and final reading of an ordinance amending the Amarillo Municipal Code, Chapter 10-3, Article 2, and to add Section 10-3-17, declaring graffiti to be a nuisance, requiring the removal thereof, declaring an offense by a parent or guardian of a minor, regulating possession of aerosol paint by minors, and providing for enforcement. Do we have any questions about this ordinance? Sir, if you'd state your name and your address, we'd like to have your comment. Thank you.
I'm Terry Harmon, 4809 Aberdeen. I have commercial property at 3015 Plains Boulevard that has several layers of graffiti. Have you decided what type of methods you're going to use to remove that paint?
Terry, we have looked at a lot of different methods to do this. It depends on the surface. There are quite a choice of things. We have to be careful we don't use something too caustic that's environmentally friendly. So in each application, there'll be some choices. One of the staff members, Blair Harris with the city, has researched that, cataloged it, and when we have our Take Back the Wall Day on May 19th, we'd hope that you'd submit your property, and if you simply sign a form, it will allow volunteers to go in. They will use all care in doing that, and will avoid surfaces they think would damage, and you'll have to deal with that a different way. In some cases, we will paint over it completely, so that we completely cover it, and it doesn't look like it's a patchwork quilt. In other cases, it would be sprayed off with high-pressure water. In other cases, there's materials that can be used to remove it. Some are soy-based. There's several different things. So we've learned a lot about it. We've also learned we haven't learned it all. So we have to look at each surface and decide what won't hurt the surface.
What about when it gets reappeared back on there the next week.
We've had great experience with that. You're right, exactly. It usually comes back 2 or 3 times. And in most cases, after that's happened, we've either caught somebody, 7 that we've caught and are waiting for prosecution or have been prosecuted, or we have been able to keep the area clear. So we've had many businesses that have done it on their own and reported back to us, and we have several examples. Mr. City Manager, would you like to discuss any of those examples that you've had?
We have 2 particular pieces of city property that have really become targets over time, and we would clean them or paint over it, whatever was appropriate. Within a week or so, it'd be back. And, both of them, we made a special effort that if you got hit, we painted it. If you got hit the next time, we painted it. Got hit once on the weekend, we had it painted again by Monday morning. And in that one particular case, it's been clean for almost 6 months now. The other one, I think we're in that phase. As we're hitting it, it's taking them longer to get back to it. There's not a magic bullet for it, but doing it quickly and repetitively seems to encourage them to go do it somewhere else.
Under this ordinance, is painting over an option for the city?
It can be, yes, sir.
But it would be discussed with the owner if we're doing it on private property. Certainly would be discussed, and we concur with you. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
We don't want to do anything that would damage that. We want to be sure that we're helping, not hurting. And we're actually paying for this because of state law that requires that if we make a query to you to remove it, that we offer to make a payment, or we offer to do it free of charge, unless you refuse that offer.
Well, I have tried to remove some in the past, and within a week, it was back on the
Yes, sir, we know how discouraging that is, but we really feel like with the press that we will start to make inroads into this. We are not under any false assumption that it will disappear completely. Actually, each time we do this, it seems that we get hit more in some areas of the city. We clean it off quickly. Every time we have this discussion, these people that do this with their attitude feel that they're inspired to go out and do a little bit more. And we know that we've looked at a website that talks about 150 cities that have dealt with this over and over again. We know we'll have to have money in the budget to continue to do this. We know we'll have to lock people up, hopefully, that are doing this. We hope we can expose them to public ridicule. They're certainly damaging property and uninvited. It's a difference in when somebody invites somebody to come to their free wall and mess up the neighborhood. But as they go to other areas besides, say, a free wall, they damage people's property. And me, for one, I don't want to have to spend that money. Do you know what you spent in the past to remove it?
No, I didn't make too much effort. Because I worked on it one day, and then I quit, and then just in a few days it was back in there, so I wasn't even trying again.
We had an owner of a business that removed it to the tune of $3,000 or $4,000. It came back. He removed it again. It came back. We helped remove it with this cadre of volunteers, young people that went out and helped him repaint it, and it has not come back for about 10 weeks. He is a good example of persistence and getting it off quick helps. But I think the other thing is that we try and punish these people. Let them understand it is not a prank, that it's a crime. You're damaging my property and severely causing me expenditure. I mean, thousands of dollars wasted. The city having to deal with this over and over. We know it's not going to be fixed. Sadly, human nature says that it won't be fixed easily, but we think we can make a big dent in it.
Appreciate it.
But thank you very much. Yes, sir. And again, we would like you to state your name and give your address, and we have a limit of 3 minutes on these comments. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you too, Jim. I was here the last time, as you all remember.
Yes, sir, we do.
And I'm with this fella here. I work for my sister at Reed's Appliance at 10th and Georgia.
Yes, sir.
I'm retired. I live at 5707 Spencer Street in City Park, across from Buffalo Wings. 2 blocks east of Buffalo Wings, so you know where I live.
Yes, sir.
Now, Betty's Wall, Reed's Appliance, has been painted on the north side of the building for months, and nobody's cleaned it up. It
Sure.
just gets worse, but nobody's cleaned it up.
Sure.
Last Thursday, they painted the front of the building on the north side. Just last Thursday.
You mean they graffitied it?
Yes.
Okay.
stop this stuff. I know you can't stop it, you can't stop a flood, you can't stop a hurricane. You all are trying to, but you can't do it. As I said last week, that you can drain all the biggest drains you want, but you're not going to stop. And you can tax the people $2 to do it.
So we're gonna keep these comments if we could to the graffiti ordinance?
Yes, I'll get back to
Thank
that.
you very much.
Okay. And I'll promise I'll be over in just a minute. But I suggest that we hire volunteers, or 200 or 300 people, and I'll volunteer one night a week to stay up all night at these places. And when we find these people painting, call the law
Yes, sir.
and have them arrested and give them two choices. They love to paint, we're giving them a 4-inch paintbrush, we're first to paint, and they can paint. They love to paint, we'll let them paint the whole building. And it won't cost the city anything but a gallon of paint, and I'll pay for that.
I think that's a wise thought. We have actually talked about having a cadre of people that sort of do a crime watch, and we'll talk about that in the future. We want to get through these first steps of helping getting some of it off and keeping it off, but we also could have a cadre of people that help with this, not unlike people, a cadre of volunteers help with the handicap parking, things like that. So.
Well, if that doesn't work, if he doesn't want to put him in jail, fine him $500, now the paint won't cost us nothing. Okay, and we'll get him off the street.
You're not going to get any argument out of us on these things.
Okay. But I'm tired of it too.
We all are, sir.
I had A1 appliance for 49 years and I put up with it. And it's not my fault. And the city saying they're doing it right away, Reed's been paying for a year.
Well, we are
Hadn't heard
now,
nothing from the city.
we're just starting to do this now. We don't have it passed, so we'll get to it. But if you would do me a favor, if you
Yes,
stop
sir.
afterwards and get one of the forms that is signed by the owner of the property, take that to them, get them to sign it, return it, we'll put it on our May 19th.
Well,
back
I'm
wall.
sorry, Mayor, I've got to go back to work. I got up at 2:30 this morning from a
Okay.
man short, and the son has had his knee operated on, so
Well, if you just leave us the name, we'll get our person with the city to contact the owner.
the name of who?
Read
Of the
the
person that
Betty
has,
Reed.
okay,
Oh, she's my sister.
all right,
She's a year older than I
all
am.
right. Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to limit your comment to that, but we'll follow up with you, fair enough?
That's fair.
Okay,
I've got to go back to work, so I appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you for being here today, we appreciate it. Okay, any other comments, please?
Carolyn Thornton, 1947 South Mars. I was just wondering, has there ever been a study on why they do this? I
Yes,
can't-
there have been unbelievable studies about why. The age range is from 12 to 41 that do this, and obviously at different age ranges, there's different things that cause them to do it. But the motivations are varied, and the results are the same, though they're committing a crime
Yes, I agree.
against our property and destroying it.
I agree with that.
Thank you. Any other comments, please?
I'm Jim Hammonds, I live at 1514 South Pearson. Mr. Norris, ain't there on the books, if I ain't mistaken, law for lottery? Is that correct? People just lottering around?
It used to be, but the Supreme Court said that lottery is not a constitutional statute.
Oh,
So it was on now.
Hmm.
If this was 1974, you and I'd be right.
How about the one for vagrancy? Is that vagrancy law still on the book?
Same thing. It's
Same thing? I mean, I'm not too. Well, my opinion, if them two laws were in effect, you know, that would be tools for the officers to use, so it just wouldn't happen. You know, it's amazing, somebody, you know, past the age of 20 years old out there and talk about not having a life. Good God. I don't know about you young and ladies, but when I was in my teens, I was out supporting my family, you know, working where y'all working for the city, you know. Have y'all included in the punishment phase for them to do so much work cleaning up the mess that they make,
Well, that certainly is up to the judge that decides
Oh, I see.
that punishment, but,
A water brush and some soap would really change some minds, I believe.
getting down on their knees and doing that for a while, it might not hurt, but
Get a few blisters on them hands, they might think twice.
unfortunately, we don't have purview over that, but we'll sure take the suggestion on if we can.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate the support of this measure. I think it's an important step in helping to clean up the city. Are there any other comments? Any comments from the commission? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 7329 with a change in section 10-3-17, paragraph C. It now reads within 3 business days from the date of the offer, and I would like to change it to within 5 business days of the day of the offer.
Okay, and I think, yes, do we have a second to that?
Second.
Okay, as part of the discussion then, Mr. City Manager, would you tell us why that was suggested? I think it's a good idea.
Certainly, Mayor, the number of days referenced there is the period of time during which the owner of the property has the ability to accept the city's offer to come and do that at no cost. I think the 3 business days was too tight. I think between just normal time for delivery of the mail, somebody might be out of town, whatever. 3 business days, I don't think gave them the best opportunity possible to accept the offer, and would suggest 5 probably does.
I would also like to make a statement to the public that we have the provision where we could have a punitive fine against someone who's had this egregious act against them. And I would like our city attorney to explain why that's there. It's sort of like the nuisance or the weed and debris nuisance ordinance for those. We don't put forward fines unless certain circumstances happen. Mr. City Attorney, could you explain why that was put in the law?
Sure, Mayor. On nuisance type ordinances, whether it's junk and debris, weeds and grass, and now graffiti, the city's primary goal is compliance, to fix the mess, to clean up the mess. That's our primary goal. And many landowners, when it's called to their attention, will respond and get it cleaned up, or they'll work with the city on getting it cleaned up. The ordinance does provide an offense where we could file charges against a property owner who fails to get it cleaned up, but that is reserved for repeat offenders or those offenders who simply turn a blind ear or a blind eye to the city's request for them to clean their property. And particularly in this case, I don't think we should have any hard feelings about filing because the city's going to offer to do it for them free. And in the face of an offer to, you have a nuisance on your property, we'd like to come remove it for free. For a person to be so calloused as to turn that down, then maybe we need to file a ticket in municipal court to get their attention.
We see that being very seldom.
Very seldom. No, most people we find most people try to cooperate with us when we bring it to their attention, and particularly in this kind of situation where the city's going to actually offer to come clean it up for free. So we expect it to be a very rare instance to have to resort to that against the property owner.
And the question was raised last week where somebody invites somebody to come and paint their property. That is not graffiti, is it?
That's correct, Mayor. The definition of graffiti is unwanted markings on your property. So if you think that that's a particular style of art and you want to decorate your property in that manner, that's your business. But you can't be decorating someone else's property in that manner without their consent.
So where property is damaged in the vicinity of a property where somebody is invited, those should certainly be reported and be removed.
Absolutely. Every property owner has the right to have their own property maintained as they choose, and if they don't want graffiti, then we can seek to prosecute those who put the graffiti there and help that person clean it up.
Another piece of this is we will have a reporting area on the city's website very soon, won't we, Mr. City Manager? And if you want to report graffiti, you'll be able to click into the city's website, report graffiti, and you will get some follow-up on about how quick that's going to be taken off. So the gentleman who obviously has seen it a long time in some places, those are all basically considered new to this part. Now the police department has been working very diligently on this for years and years. We've spoken to officers, and Blair Harris is in the back, a city staff person that's helping coordinate all this. We've spoken to officers who've worked almost full-time on working towards resolving graffiti, and they will continue to do that. So the city's been working on this. I would also like to compliment the Parks Department, who has gone out and done a lot of the experimenting. Blair, would you stand up for a minute, please? Blair works for the city, and she's been coordinating this effort, and certainly she'll be in the forefront of helping us put this Take Back the Wall Day, some other things that we'll do to make an effort to stop this. It won't stop completely. Thank you, Blair. She's a great contact for the city and worked very hard on this, as the staff has, to try and make a transition into taking a proactive role in removing graffiti in our city. We know it's a battle. It's not something we'll win overnight, but we know that we'll have to process it. So, any other comments? Blair, is there anything you'd like to comment from what you've learned since we started? We haven't covered.
No, I think you got it.
Okay.
We'll have the website up within the next couple days, and
Good.
you can volunteer to help or report.
Okay. All right, well, we've had good response from the citizens about this in general. So we have a motion at this point. All those in favor of the motion for passing ordinance number 7329 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 5-0 vote. The consent agenda. It's recommended that the following items be approved, that the city manager be authorized to execute all documents necessary for each transaction. A is the purchase of street sweeper. B is the purchase of a Vector truck. C is the award of water distribution improvements at Willow Creek and Cherry Avenue. The city manager asks that we remove number D, so we'll remove that for consideration at another time. And E is the award of mower equipment. F is the approval of emergency purchase hangar 605 repair. Are there any other items other than D that need to be removed by a commissioner for separate consideration? If not, I entertain a motion.
Mayor, I would move for approval of the consent agenda with the removal of item D, said David.
And I second that motion.
All those in favor of the consent agenda with removal of item D signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 5-0 vote. This concludes the agenda for today's City Commission meeting. We will move back into executive session as this session ends. However, it's customary at this time to allow citizens of the community with matters pertaining to city policies, programs, and services to speak to the Commission. And the floor is now open for those comments, and they're encouraged. Would anyone like to make a comment to the city at this time? Sir, please come forward. Well, these folks are coming forward. I think we would like to compliment both Lilia Escajeda, Commissioner Escajeda, and myself were able to attend the Parks Day where the citizens planted hundreds and hundreds of trees at Thompson Park. And I would just like to commend the city staff and the park staff for the tremendous work to set that day up for a success. Commissioner Escajeda.
Ditto that. It was very impressive to have so many people in the community come out to help us plant trees and plant grass and take care of some painting in the pool. And I want to thank the city employees because they actually dug the holes for us. We didn't have to dig the holes. So it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And my deep thanks go to all city employees who were involved in that. It was a great day.
I did see some people leaving with blisters on their hands too, so I know they worked, even though the city did that. Excuse us, and you have the floor, ma'am. Thank you for being here. If you'd state your name and your address, please.
My name is Ruby Estelle, or they call me Mama Ruby, and I'm here to complain about a truck place at my place. It's shooting at stuff in my house on me, and I've been going through with it for a year because I didn't know what to do, and I've been calling the policemen, and they'll come down, but they tell them to cut it down, don't do me that way. But instead of that, they done got worse, and they want to make me move out of my home. I ain't got just a little 3-room house, and they want me to move so they can fix it, put more cars, more trucks, and make more truck to drive in there. And I can't find nowhere else to go. So I come to y'all to find out what can I do. Do I have to stay there, or would I have to move? I've been there ever since it was a house. I'm the first one moved up there and bought. And then my husband died. Then I run a cafe for 40 years there. And that's what I'm staying in now, the little cafe. In my house, I had to sell it to pay bills, but my husband left. And I sold it and moved in there. And they called me Mama Ruby. And I've been there 40 years running that cafe. But I bought my place I come here in 1944. And I've been here ever since. And I didn't know where to go. And I called a policeman this morning, and she told me to come over here, come up here. And see, I don't know what kind of zone they got over there for. I don't know nothing, because I can't read and write. And they just take it over. Everybody just take it over. And I'm asking for help from you white people to give me some help, to show me what to do and where to go and what I'm supposed to do. Because I don't know. I don't have no family or nothing. So please help me stay in my home. I cook for myself and do for myself. And I draw my Social Security off of my husband. And I don't know what to do to them colored people out there.
Can we get some clarification from Mr. Manager about this situation? Do you know about this circumstance?
I don't, nor does building safety. Ma'am, what I'd like to do, if you have a few moments when we're finished, I've got two people here that can visit with you, and I think we can try to figure out what's going on, what we might be able to do to help. Miss Vicki Covey, who is to your right down here, and Mr. Scott McDonald over here to the left, and they're both going to come and visit with you and see if we can figure out what's up and what we might be able to do to help. So be glad to do that.
Ma'am, please right now, just don't worry. We'll do what we can to help get some answers for you, okay? We thank you for taking time to be here with us today. Okay?
Just right there on the front where it's convenient, would be great. We'll come to you.
Just have a seat and we'll come out and visit with you and we'll see what we can do to get you some answers, okay? Just right there is fine. Are there any other comments from any other citizens today? Okay, if not, Mama Ruby, thank you for being here with us today, okay? Thank you for having the fortitude to come up here and talk to us. So we appreciate your time. The meeting is then, we'll move back into executive session. This part of the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.